and welcome to another video. So today I have the iPhone 14, the regular edition, not the Pro, and not the Plus. So this is a widely unpopular phone to the point that Apple is actually stopping production of this phone. Not stopping per se, but cutting down significantly the production of this phone. So let's open it up and see what's inside. The chip inside the phone is similar to last year's 13. And just a little bit of upgrade on that. The camera is still good compared to most phones, but not as good as the Pro version. This is the Midnight edition. It looks navy/black, depending on the angle you look at it. I don't know if you can catch that on the camera. It's a pretty good color. Holding it in the hand, it's very manageable. So I have the 13 Pro Max if you've seen my videos before, and that's why I ended up getting the non-max version for the 14. Also, the price is much cheaper, so it was worth it for me. It comes with this cable inside, as usual, USB-C to Lightning. Soon enough, it will be USB-C to USB-C. If you haven't heard, the EU passed a law saying that they have to abide by the USB-C standard. You no longer need a physical SIM. Okay, so there is no SIM removal tool in here because there is no SIM tray. So let's look around the phone. So this is, I guess, traditionally where the SIM tray would sit, or the countries that still require a SIM tray would have a SIM tray here. But that's gone now. Otherwise, you have the power button, you have the volume rocker, and then the slider for the for the notification on versus off, or ringer on versus off. On the bottom, you have the Lightning port, the speaker grills, and on the top, even with the phone on, you can notice there's the notch on top. Unlike the Pro model, which now has a pill-shaped cutout with the dynamic island. This phone does not have the dynamic island because it is not the Pro model. Turning it on for the first time. Hello. Okay. So the phone feels really lightweight in the hand, really sturdy. You can see the bezels around it. Still quite generous amount of bezels because this is not the Pro model. It does seem more than, say, other phones, other even cheaper phones from Samsung or other manufacturers. Their bezel does look much thicker than I would like, just all the way around. I have the 13 Pro Max, and that has smaller bezels than this. So that is kind of surprising. Other than that, the notch I've gotten quite used to, but just that bezel even on top along with the notch is pretty generous. Okay, so I have Antutu Benchmark installed. This is the 13 Pro Max, and this is the 14 regular. So let's just look through the device. They both have the same chip, A15 Bionic, but the 14 does not have as strong of an A15 Bionic as the 13 Pro. If you look at the RAM, it's about the same amount of RAM in both of these phones. So internally, it should be fairly equivalent, but 13 Pro Max still remains a little bit stronger. So here it says hexa-core, here it says hexa-core. I have updated both of these iOSs to the newest version, so should be 16.1. The battery charge is about halfway for both of these phones, so 39% here, 61%, but really shouldn't affect the results too much. Let's go ahead and run on both and see what we get. So as you can see, the iPhone 13 Pro Max gets a little bit of a higher score, but the score is so close to each other that it's probably statistically insignificant. So the iPhone 14 Pro or iPhone 14 regular non-Pro version, while newer, performs slightly underperforms compared to the iPhone 13 Pro version. So yes, you have a newer device that has the crash detection as well as the SOS satellite calls, but you do lose some performance points. It is now much cheaper than the 13 Pro Max, but if you were to get like a used 13 Pro Max, you could probably get it for the same price or maybe even cheaper than the iPhone 14. That being said, iPhone 14 is vastly unpopular, so you may be able to get some good deals through your carrier down the road for the iPhone 14. There's also a plus version, of course. The camera on the Pro Max is way better because you have the telephoto lens as well. Here you don't get the telephoto lens, so think about that. But that's it for this iPhone 14 non-Pro version. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll be happy to respond. Otherwise, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.